So today's new book is going to be The Very Lonely Firefly by Eric Carle. You may or may not have read this one, but it's a good one. As the sun set, a little firefly was born. It stretched its wings and flew off into the darkening sky. It was a lonely firefly, and it flashed its light, searching for other fireflies. Aw, he's lonely. The firefly saw a light and flew towards it, but it was not another firefly. It was a light bulb lighting up the night. Hear that noise? The firefly saw a light and flew toward it, but it was not another firefly. It was a candle flickering in the night. What's going on? The firefly saw a light and flew toward it, but it was not another firefly. It was a flashlight shining in the night. Quiet out there. Poor guy, I don't think he's going to find a firefly. The firefly saw a light and flew toward it, but it was not another firefly. It was a lantern glowing in the night. What is it? Hey, stop fighting. The firefly saw several lights and flew towards them, but they were not other fireflies. There was a dog and a cat and an owl, their eyes reflecting the lights. Hoot. The firefly saw a light and flew towards it, but it was not another firefly. It was a car's headlights flooding the night. Look, wow, it's beautiful. The firefly saw many lights and flew towards them, but they were not other fireflies. They were fireworks sparkling and glittering and shimmering in the night. When all was quiet, the firefly flew through the night, flashing its light, looking and searching again. Then the very lonely firefly saw what it had been looking for. A group of fireflies flashing their lights. Now the firefly wasn't lonely anymore. Let's go ahead and get started on our craft today. Our craft is a firefly, and so we are going to make fireflies. Woo! That was my practice one, but now I'll be making one with you all. So you should have a craft bag. The only other thing that you are going to need are your scissors and your glue. So you should have 2 sheets of contact paper, and you should have 3 pieces for your firefly, a head, and 2 wings, if I could get this other wing out of here. And then the last thing that you should have is some of these. These are tissue paper that you're going to use to make your firefly. So let's go ahead and get started cutting out the firefly. Now that we're done cutting out our firefly parts, we're going to kind of put them together. So you have 3 parts. You're going to take a little bit of glue, and you're going to just put a little bit of glue on there. There's 1 wing, and we kind of want it to go about right there in the center. If it's not perfect, that's okay, right? Alright, and then we're going to take our second wing, and we're going to do this. Now we want a little bit of space right here. So you can kind of see there's a little bit of space. Now I use this kind of glue, so I gotta hold it. If you use stick glue, you may not have to hold it. But so now for this next part, we're going to be using our contact paper and our tissue paper. What you're going to do first is undo one of the contact papers. It can be a little bit difficult, but that's okay. There we go. I got an edge, and then you just peel it back. You're going to lay it on the table with the sticky side up. That could be a little bit difficult, but try your best. Oops, it keeps sticking to my fingers. So now you can see this is my contact paper right here. I'm going to start putting my tissue squares all over my contact paper. Oops. That didn't quite get as flat as I wanted it. There we go. Now I ran out of orange whenever I was packing our bags, so mine doesn't have orange, but some of yours might have some orange or some other colors. These were kind of fun. And what you want to avoid is a whole lot of gaps. So like if you see spaces where you think there's nothing, go ahead and put some down. Because you don't know what edges you're going to be using. And if it's overlapped like this and there's little loose edges, that's okay, because whenever we put our other piece of contact paper down, it's going to kind of keep it together. Alrighty, so now that's pretty full. We are going to use our other piece of contact paper and put it over top. If you're struggling, you might have a friend get it, because these can be pretty frustrating if you can't get these. Alright, so here's our next piece of contact paper. You're going to take the sticky side and try to get it about where the other edges are. It's not perfect, that's fine. And then you're going to press it down, smooth it out, try to get as little of the bubbles as possible. And there we have the bottom piece for our firefly. We're going to put both pieces together. We have the bottom piece and we have the top piece. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to fit this on here in such a way that's going to get it a nice bottom. So like, I think this might be a tiny bit short. So I'm going to go long ways just so I get a little bit more room down here. Now I'm going to glue the top of this. Remember, I'm using this glue, so I've got to kind of hold it for a couple seconds and just kind of dry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Usually that should be good. If not, you can always count to 20. So mine might move just a little bit on us. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors. I'm going to cut around this black piece. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Whoop, and cut an angle. Now I'm going to do this to the other side. So I'm going to cut all this excess off right here. I'm getting it. It's getting close. And now I'm right here, so I'm going to go whoosh, angle. And now I have a firefly. If you want to, you can glue these bottom pieces down right at the bottom, so that's a little bit more stable. But you have your firefly, and he will light up the night. Hopefully you guys had a great time at Storytime this week, and we had a really fun craft today. I'm hoping to see you all next Wednesday, which is going to be our Reptarium visit. So you'll come to the library, and we will have a virtual visit from the Reptarium. It's going to be super fun. Make sure to register online. Bye guys, have a great day.